Purpose. What do you know about purpose? What do you understand about purpose? The reason to do something. Yes, you have a reason. Sure, her hand was up.
Your divine assignment.
Your defined assignment. You're all putting out the words. The reason God put you right here is your purpose. I can assure you 3/4 of this country are doing things that are not aligned with our purpose. Number one. The other side. Martin is betting aligned to your purpose. We are pleasing other people's purposes. We are working in other people's dreams and purpose. How do you create your own purpose and have people work in your purpose? Are we together? Why discover your purpose? Understanding your purpose and identity is essential in finding your fulfillment. Paramount. And we get into the next, you'll notice that things get more easier when you understand what you're meant to do. Now, purpose. Having a clear, defined aim and goal, but satisfying, fulfilling. Sometimes you sleep and all you think about is your purpose. How do I make it better? You're consumed. Significance. Significance is different. When you break it down, what does significance mean? What does it mean to be significant? To add value into the world. Does what you do add value into the world? Does what you do add value into someone else? What is God's purpose for us? To change lives, to transform lives, to do for His own glory and honor. So whatever you do or whatever you discover as your purpose must be pleasing to who? Are we clear? Purpose, direction, with a reason of existence. That tomorrow when they wake you up and say, show up, you will show up without even preparation. Because you live it, you feel it, it excites you. You will wake me up and say, come and speak about financial literacy. I will show up. And I'll ask you which topic. And you say date. I'll be like, let's speak. Because you love what you are doing. That is purpose. The things we do, we might not love them, but they give us some money to. I need money to pay my rent. I need money to fill the baskets I have. So I'm going to wake up and go and work. And that's okay. That's very okay. But imagine you can do that. Imagine you can add on your purpose. Won't those baskets be filled faster? Let's find out. What are the benefits of having a purpose-driven life? And there are so many, but because of time, I would only put 3 or 4, depending on what it is. Fulfillment. Let me tell you, when people who are kind, there are people whose purpose is to be kind. Do you know that? Because the Bible says, when you give to the poor, you have lent to who? And He will do what for you? He will reward you. Do you know how God rewards? 10 times more than you have. So there are people who are just givers. And that's their what? Their purpose. And whenever they give someone, they are content. You meet them smiling. Because they are. And that's a principle. Even those who don't know God, when they give, they receive. Simple. So if you're not a giver, start running to give. Resilience. When something is your purpose, you will not give up easily on it. You will not give up easily on it. Because when you give up, then you lose your sense of living. You lose your purpose or your reason to exist. Are we together? So So you're going to be resilient and chase that goal and chase that dream because you can't afford to live without it. So it allows you to be resilient. But when you're doing someone's purpose, tomorrow he abuses you, you'll be like, I'm calling in sick today. Do you see? Has it happened anywhere where you're like, today I'm not going to work? I'm calling in sick. It's not because you don't like a job, but because it's not it's not in the heart. But for that boss, he will show up every day because it is his purpose. Are we together? And the motivation you have to do it, no one will push you to go to work. No one will push you to wake up. No one will tell you, where are you? You're not sure. My God, you'll be motivated to do what? To show up. Because when you don't show up, it slacks. And when it slacks, you're finished. So purpose. We are talking about characteristics of how you get to know that this is your purpose. By the time we get the exercise, I want you to be having these things in mind. Are we together? You have fulfillment, you have resilience, you have a motivation to go on. Now, let's talk about vision boards for a minute. Because most vision boards are informed by your dreams, goals, targets, and in this case, purpose. How many of us have vision boards? Are they visual? They are called vision boards because they are visual. Are they visual? Not the ones that you write down. Are they visual? If I came to your office, can I see your vision board? Penny, do you have a vision board? We talked about it. In your mind. You must have a vision board. Don't just write it in your mind. Don't just put it in your book. What kind of house do you want to build, Martin? 3-bedroomed? 5-bedroomed? 4-bedroomed? Get the picture of the house, put it on a board. How many children do you want to have? 2? Put it there. 2 children. In which year? This and this. I want to travel to Dubai. Put a picture of Dubai town or whichever it is and put it on the board. I want to make $100,000. There are all those pictures on the internet. Get them, print them out, and put them on the board. Every single day you wake up, look at the vision board. There is no single day I don't stand in front of my board and look at it. None. The more you think something, the more you declare on something, the more it becomes life. It comes to life even before it becomes real. And the more you show God that this is what I intend to do, and you're telling him for a year, he's like, well, why? Okay, have it. I'm tired. What is this? You're asking for the same house for a year or 2? It is here. Then he brings your destiny helpers. Then he brings the systems. Then he brings people. Before you know it, your dream is achieved. It starts by seeing it. It starts by seeing it. I'm giving you examples. Some people making their vision boards. They put the house they want. You just get a picture. Pa, pa, pa. I want 2 plots of land. Write them there. I want children who are prayerful. Put them there when they are praying. And when you're not doing any of those, when you enter and you see it, you get guilty yourself. You're like, oh my God, my children have not read the Bible today. Jarrell, where are you? What is the verse for today? Because the vision board is a reminder every day that you have work to do. And now already in your vision board, you have 500 million to put on, 800 million for your retirement. Put it there. My vision board, or our home vision board, has 5 years plan. 2023, 2027. What does yours look like? Maria, what does yours look like? 1 year plan. Bridget, what does yours look like? Taffy, do you have a vision board? Make one. I want to bake 1,000 cakes this year. Put it there. The more you see it, the more we bring it to life. And God will bring us who have children, and we shall buy the cakes. Because God is saying, you're serious about your what? Your vision. And if you have a purpose, it cannot work without a vision board. To achieve what? When you're not organized, God is like, you're not ready. And when you're not ready, God cannot entrust you with something you're not ready for. Because you're going to squander it. So you'll be like, wait, when you get ready, we shall discuss. So go back home and do your vision boards. Okay. When we look at how to discover your purpose, how do you discover your purpose? To some, it is very easy. To some, it's not. To some, it can take an hour. To some, it can take a month. To some, it's just automatic. You know it. I am great at this. And even people around you can tell you. Your friends, if you have good friends who tell you the truth, they can even tell you, you're very good at this. Oh, this one, don't try. Those are good friends. Who tell you the what? If you have a friend who massages you all the time, change them. Change them. Now, self-reflection. Self-reflection. To discover your purpose, you need to reflect on your identity. Who are you? Who are you? Right now, if I ask you who you are, you're going to tell me, I'm a marketing manager of this one. That is not who you are, my friend. You're not that. Who are you? Someone tell me who you are. Can you describe yourself in 4 words? In who you are, not what you are. Who can describe themselves and who they are?
I keep on saying it in live, love, laugh. And for me, I'm extremely very emotional, very inquisitive. But if I say purpose-driven, then it will. But extremely aware of myself, and myself is, I feel more for humanity. That's me. Anything to do with feelings, I'm a nurturer. I want to see things grow. And that's why Adelle in the introduction says I'm extremely passionate about plants. I actually wake up to plants, I sleep to plants. Any break in between when I wake up, I look at plants. Why? I'm very so preoccupied with nurturing things to see them grow. And that's why I said I'm very emotional.
Thank you. They say, what are you? I am a CEO of this place and place. I have a human resource management. You throw them there. But let them say, who are you? You start explaining. You see, for me, I like things that are good. And when I see them, do you notice? Most of us don't know who we are. We know what we are. Who's at that stage? Amazing. You know who you are. So think about it. Who are you? Self-reflection. Self-reflection. And of course, in doing that, you're exploring different things. Because you're going to get 1,000 things that you think you are. This or not. And that's when you're going to go and do what we call primary data collection from your friends. Marie, am I a good speaker? Do I change lives? Or I'm just forcing myself? And then it is up to her to tell me the truth. If she lies to you, she's not your what? Because if she lies to you, you're going to embarrass yourself. So you self-reflect, you explore, and then you ask questions. What questions do you ask? Let's look at them. What legacy are you leaving behind? When all things are said and done, what legacy are you leaving behind? What are we going to know you for, Rachel? When all things are said and done, what are we going to know you for? What did you do in the world? Tori. When all things are said and done, We know that you're a mother of 2. But when all things are done, what are we going to know you for? Another question you can ask yourself, what have you done to change lives? You're teaching, you're feeding people, you're coaching them. What have you done to change lives? You're dressing them. Another question, why am I here? Why am I on earth? Why was I born? Why am I here? Yes, I'm a banker, but is that what I was born to do or to be? These are questions you can ask yourself alone in your me time. No one can answer them for you right now. And then after that you say, what can I do? What can I do in this world to impact lives? What can I do? The tools we talked about earlier. Remember the problem statement? The tools. What can I do? And then who am I? Identity. That question is important. If you don't answer it, even your goals will be different. That circle will be different if you don't answer the identity question. Where am I going with this purpose? And then, what do I have? What do I have to do this? Is that resources? Is it people? Is it education? Is it, what do I have to achieve my purpose? And then, Hebrews 11:1, those who know the word, you know what is in that word. Who knows? Talks about faith. But I know most of you know Proverbs 29:18. Who can quickly read for us that word? The Bible is on your phone. Faith, being certain of things we cannot see. Being certain of things we cannot see. Has anyone ever met God in person? In person? Few. Most of us haven't, if there is any. But you're certain that God exists. You have faith. Faith of things unseen. I want you to read those verses. And there's one that I think we missed about the proverbs of the talents. The one they gave 1. Then there's one they gave 2. And the one they gave 5. And the one that they gave 5 went and multiplied and became 10. The one for 2 they became. And the one for 1 did what? He borrowed it somewhere and said, you see, boss, I know you're a bad person. I knew you'd come back and ask for this. That's why I hid it. And now that you want it, it is. What were the consequences of it? God said they will slash you and throw you where? Because you have used your talent poorly. It's supposed to be multiplied. Ask yourself, why the rich get richer? If you have more, you'll be given. Why? Because you're using the talent well. God wanted us to multiply. Whatever He gives us, He wants us to multiply it. When He sees you multiplying it, then He blesses you with. But when He sees you hiding it, and you say, but God, I know you're a tough man. Here is your talent, I've brought it back. You stay poor. Okay? So you need to read those verses with a different lens. I'm trying to move faster because we have an exercise to do, and yet time is running out. Examples of those who have found their purpose. Most of them, they can sing, they can cook, they can do their education, there are different things which we're going to discover amongst ourselves. And there is a difference between having a passion on something and loving it. American Got Talent. A person loves singing, but when they stand on the stage, even you who's watching, you're like, what are you doing? But they are passionate about it. Are we together? They come and they tell the judges, I can sing. Are you sure? Yes, I'm good. And then they give them the microphone. Even you who's watching, you're like, what is this? But guess what? They're enjoying what they're doing on the what? On the stage. What does that mean? That you can be passionate about something, but you're poor at doing it. Does that become your purpose? Are we together? Don't confuse your passions with. You can be great at identifying tastes in cakes. This is vanilla, this is mint, this is... But let them put you in the bakery to bake them. So you can't say, now I'm going to be a baker because I have a taste bud for or a sweet tooth. Passion, purpose. Okay, let's go on. When you look at the elements that consume, please let's go on. When you look at the elements that can challenge us, that help, that restrict us from understanding our purpose, most of them is doubt. You're doubtful. How will people perceive me? If I put out a post and it has 10 likes, my God, what is this? No one should ever lie to you that the clout you get on social media are the sales you put in your business. Self-doubt. Because you've seen 10 likes on, you're like, huh? I'm finished. People have not even liked, but they have seen. They have seen. And when they say, and the more they see consistency, the more they see, they'll be like, you want a speaker? Hey, we know someone. But they have never even liked your post. But they see what you do. Self-doubt. Self-doubt is a killer. External pressures. Tosobola. They've told us about this in the last speaking. You can't do this. Do you know how much you need to do this business? You can't do it. And then you start doubting yourself in the process and fear of change. 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 You like to do things the same way and they tell you to change. Look at things differently to make you better. You think you can do it. There's a whole system around change management. And I think I talked about that also in one of my videos. So let's go on to the next part. So once you live those things, you have to live a purpose-driven life. You align your values. You celebrate milestones. Your impacts, whatever you do is impacting the world. Purpose is different. Purpose hits differently. Ladies and gentlemen, purpose hits differently. And purpose aligns with your what? With your values. If it doesn't align with your values, it is most likely not your purpose. Most likely not your purpose. Now, embracing purpose and identity is the hardest part. Once you've discovered it, for you to accept it, to embrace it, is the work. I'm preparing you for the exercise now. When they finish watching the match, for them they pick the what? The dirt. Others just walk away. They have a system they work with. Japanese are disciplined. There are many but very disciplined. They don't play. When someone is coming on the steps, they all line up and wait. These guys pass and then they all go in the line, and it's a system. But it was taught to them when they were still young. They don't like disorganization. When you're walking and you throw something and a Japanese is following you, they will pick it and walk on. They don't even ask you questions. Why? Because for them, systems do work. Now, we're going to watch a small video. We're going to watch a small video just to prepare us to the exercise, because this exercise requires you to think. I know we are into 2:10 and we're supposed to be done by 2:30 at least. If you don't mind, give me a more 10 minutes or so. And out in your purpose, you're going to risk talking to 5 people. You're going to risk taking your cakes and no one buys. You're going to risk. But the more they see you, the more you're stamping your authority. Are we together? Once we do this exercise, I am preparing your mind. You have to take your work seriously. It can't be in vain. We can't spend all these hours here in vain. It will be such a waste of time and money. So, we're going to see the things, Edwin, the things that you love. We are now getting the final phases of the exercises. Don't worry, you're almost done. The things you're good at, that you love and that you're also good at, your passion. The things that the world or people need, that you also love. Mission. The things that you can be paid for and the world needs. You see, there are things that you love, but you cannot monetize them. Do you know that? You cannot put money to them. No one will come and buy. Remember, for anyone to buy, you must be solving a problem. Are we together? Even as you identify your purpose, you must be solving a what? A problem. Because no one pays money for the sake of it. Okay? The things that you're good at and you can be paid for, profession sometimes. Okay, let's get into the work. Get to the next slide. Let's get into the work. This one, skip it. Do you all have your Ikigai chart? Let's start. Get your pens, because even out of here, you can do it on your own when you have ample time to sit and think. We're trying to discover what? This is a purpose discovery tool. Okay? Your passions, if you see, those who did math, you remember those round things of intersection in math? The intersections are clear. What you love and what you're good at is your passion. Yeah? What you love and what you're good at is your what? Is your passion. Then what you love and what the world needs is your mission. There's passion, there's mission. Those are different things. Then there is what you are good at and what you can be paid for. That is your profession. Are we together? Then there is what the world needs. And what you can be paid for is your vocation. Are you understanding the chart? This is the integral part of this conversation. Yes, please. The mission. Okay. What you love and what the world needs is your mission. Are we together? I told you today, you're going to do the work. Because when you do the work, you live differently. What you love and what you are good at is your passion. Yes. So what do you love? And guess what? Some things will interlock, and that's what we are looking for. Some things will interlock. And what fits in the middle, your Ikigai, your reason for living, your purpose, is what will fill in all those boxes, and it is repeated. It falls in what you love. It falls in your passion. It falls in what you can get paid for. It falls in your mission. It falls in your vocation. It means that whatever you do in life, that element cannot miss. And guess what? You can have more than 3 purposes. Are we together? And I'll tell you, if you have more than 3, how do you zero on 1? Penny, what's happening? You're assessing it. Martin, are we okay? Let's start with what do you love? Right. What do you love? You love baking? You love teaching? You love cooking? You love singing? You like helping people? Are you kind? You like doing God's work? You like... What do you love? What do you love? All of us have things that we love. Even if you write there 2 or 3, you can go and finish the chart from home later. What do you love? But I'm trying to guide us through this process that even if you're alone, you can sit and internalize it. Because once you do it right, I can tell you, you will identify your purpose in this life. This was done by so many researchers in the world coming together to understand human psychology. They put in a lot of resources to come up with this tool that we now use to understand purpose. So it is not from nowhere. It is work. Now, what you love, what are you good at? You can love something. Nayenga tochi sobola. What are you good at? What are you good at? What does the world need? What does the world need from you? Kindness? Favor? What does the world need right now? Look at the current realities that we are in. Okay? Even if you put two or three, we will get to the middle one and then understand where we fall. What the world needs and what you can be paid for is your vocation. Let's first go. What can you be paid for? In the things can you be paid for? What can you sell to someone? Newagula. What can you market and the world receives it? Are we there? Martin, I see you holding your head. It's becoming tough. I want us to look for things that fall in all boxes are the ones you put in Ikigai, in the middle. If you have teaching in what you love, if you have teaching in what you're great at, if you have the world needs teachers and things that people are going to transform them, if you have that you can be paid for teaching, you're going to put that in the middle of the box as your Ikigai, part of the Ikigai. If you want to start a business, this is a good place to start. Have you ever asked yourself why people start businesses 1 year, 2 years down the road, they are not passionate about them anymore? Because they started them because they thought they were doing the same business. We have that habit of, I can also what? Do it. Let them put you there for 2 months. You will run. Because you're not ready for what that business entails. The intricacies of it. The detail of it. The person you want to copy has done research, has read it, they are passionate about it, they are good at it, they are putting in their identity in that element, and it comes out excellently. Let me tell you, the people who do the best cakes put their identity in those cakes. You can look at a cake which has no identity and know your name, you can't understand it. It's there, it's well baked, it is smooth, but you see it is no more. When someone puts their art, their person, their identity in it, then it becomes different. And that comes with passion and purpose. Jude, you have finished your Ikigai. Like I said, some purpose is different. And you're free to rediscover, to self-assess, to be aware. You're free to do that for as long as you get it right at the end of the day. Because once we start talking about sources of income and monetization, we can't start discussing that if we don't know what you want as your purpose. Because then we are going to waste time. Because your purpose can have 4 sources of income in it. Are you aware of that? You who are looking for 7 sources of income, your purpose is the first place. Because your purpose can give you 4 in 1. I can speak, I can coach, I can teach, I can do. All those are sources of what? And you pay for them differently. We don't charge them the same. But it is one what? One purpose. They say we should have at least 4 to what? To 7 sources of what? Income to survive and to fill the other baskets we talked about. If you want to get your 800 million, are you going to get them on a 9 to 5? Let's be realistic. Are you? Is it possible? So then what? So who has completed, and to give us an example of their Ikigai? Miss Faith, I see you've almost completed. Jude, you're the first one to complete. Just quickly, we're all learning together.
I love doing social media marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And again, since I love doing social media marketing, the world needs marketing. All their businesses and brands, they need customers.
Mm-hmm.
And what I can be paid for, businesses and brands will pay me to market their products or services.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm good at this because it's what I do. I have experience. I've nurtured a lot of experience, and I love doing this. So it sums up to be my Ikigai.
What other sources can we get from it?
So mainly
Not just social media
in social media marketing, I handle a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
I do management, I do content, I do growth,
Mm-hmm.
I do engagement. So all these broken down, there are different packages which can be paid different and bring in money.
Okay.
Yes.
The other thing I want to tell you about purpose. Purpose must be sustainable. Must be what? It must be something that you can sustain for 15 years and plus. Remember, we are working on our retirement plan. So purpose should be a retirement plan in most cases. Because all the jobs can go. The job security can go. All things can go. Maria will stay Maria if she is the business until she dies. Do you see that? If you are the teacher, you will die doing that. No one will take it away from you. But tomorrow in someone's purpose, they will tell you, your time here is done. Please pack up. Are you going to stay? Are you going to force yourself? I'm staying here, boss. I've been a good employee. Please have to keep me. My friend, is it your business? We must nurture our purpose. And I'm not saying resign in your jobs. No. I'm saying use your jobs to accelerate your what? Your purpose. So that by the time this job is coming to an end, your purpose can sustain you. Purpose needs resources. So you must have somewhere you can get resources. That's your job if you have it. Or that's your gig you're doing right now. Are we together? So your purpose has to be funded. So you can use your job to fund your what? To grow, facilitate your purpose. And when time comes and the job pays you 3 million and your purpose is beginning to show you that it can pay you 2.5, it means that if you give the 8 hours you give this job to your purpose, you will make 6. Are we together? Monkey jump. Hold the branch. Don't just jump and you stay in the air. Hold the what? The branch. And then when you hold the other one, you can use your jobs right now to facilitate your purpose. Use your side income or whatever you're earning to facilitate the things you're great at. The things you can get paid for. So that when all these things are gone, no one will remove the brand Adele. I tell you, no one. Because you can't speak like me. You can't express yourself like me. You're unique. The things you do are unique. What is your Ikigai, Daphne? It's baking. How many sources of income are in the baking?
You can get pastries, like doing cookies, pastries, cookies, donuts, and the others. Then you can, I didn't break it down.
Okay,
though.
let me give you an example. Offhead, you can do events. Now, why am I telling you this? Is that make baking your primary purpose. So we have what we call primary purpose and secondary. Are we together? So she can bake. Oh, she has amazing cakes. She can bake. Okay? So she can do pastries and all those. That's one source of income because we are looking at it as baking. Now, if you can bake in your business plan for a 3-year projection, put events. Imagine if a service provider can offer you cake offer you tents, offer you chairs, offer you all those things. Do I go elsewhere? I want one service provider. That is where the world is going. We don't want to use so many people. And then when you're baking cakes, it means that children are your friends. What do you do with children? You get bouncing castles. You get, how many do we have now? 3 sources of what? And then in the long term, the 10-year plan is to have a baking school, a culinary institution, DAF Culinary Institution. Are we together? And you have a decorative, what are they called? Those things that kids, but it can come in the kids section. So what you do, what I'm trying to say is, make a big business plan with a primary purpose, create a subset of secondary purposes from the same origin. When money, today when you're not baking for anyone, someone is taking bouncing castles. Tomorrow, when no one wants cake, they want tents. You see that? So you build a business plan with your 5 streams of income sitting under the same umbrella, which means you're not going to be stretched. You're not going to be stressed because you're sitting under the same umbrella, but earning different. Are we together? Am I making sense? Yeah. And that's how you look at your purpose. Miss Faith had something to say. Penny, I've not seen you writing.
I just wanted to also use mine as an example, the way you've used it.
Yes.
Yes, like a school. You have a school.
Okay. So what is your Ikigai there? We are talking about monetization, by the way. Ikigai.
Motivation speaker and entrepreneurship expert.
That is vague. It's a bit vague. Because now that I can't sell it. You have to go to the niche. Remember, we say it has to be smart, specific. So, what is an entrepreneurship? You are an administrator in schools. Yeah. You love children. That's what you put. Schools or children. So that now we break it down for you. And let me break it down for you. And sorry, I'm getting the things off head. But if you sit down, you'll get more clarity. So, Miss Faith loves children and owns a school. Okay? So, which means she has a passion for children. What can we do around that? She already owns a school. First of all, our business plan must have an expansion for the school. If you're accommodating 50 children, the next 2 years, we should be 200, which means you must expand your school, expand your premises. Now, that is a stream of income, a big one. After that, what do children love? You're already an owner of school, which means you have numbers of parents, which means you have access to children. Are we together? What can you provide children? Play area. Toys or a shop of kids. When parents come, oh, by the way, we have birthdays coming up. I have a shop. And you have free advertising space. Everyone who drops their children to school knows that Miss Faith has a children's shop. Do you think I'll go somewhere else? And after the shop is there, usually when you want to retain parents, get the children. In my salon, our kids are handled like glass because parents will never leave. Are we together? Children are an enterprise, an unimaginable enterprise. Now that you have a kids, you can also take her same approach. You have your bouncing castles. Even in school, when there are events, you're not lending your bouncing castles to the school as an administrator. It's a business. The school is a legal entity on its own. You don't combine your money with the school money. As an administrator of the school or the owner of the school. No. It's a business. So the school must pay as a school because the school has its own income. And so you break it down like that. Before you know it, you have 4 sources of income. Now, it doesn't mean that you work on them at once. Impossible. It means that you draw a plan and you give yourself a strategic plan and elongation on when you can achieve these goals. Remember, we are seeding. The harvesting time it takes how long? 15 to 20 years to have a school, to have 4 schools, you have 1,000, and on you just sit back and you go on the other level of income of money is working for you. Where is this happening from? Which school is this again? Which branch? Okay, all right. All you do is getting information to make decisions. I want you to reach at a level when you're sitting back and just getting information to just sign off. Which headmaster is this? Or for the Mtunde branch? Okay, all right. Take this direction. You move on. You go to Nyuka, go to golf, play, and come back home. Leisure. Which level is that who remembers? Which level is that who remembers the level of that income? Money is working for you. The reason we are focusing on purpose, we want in 15 years from now, money to work for us. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I am just starting today. So we can all start. It is possible for us to be in this room here and we meet for a cup of tea in 15 years and we say, see what the Lord has done. Just see it. Where we started from just having a conversation, the 30 of us, and now we are seated here. We are going to play golf and money is working for us. At our golf course. Which means you must join us and join the With Love Uganda and you get the golf course. I'll take you through that later. Are we together? Your Ikigai is your determinant of how many sources of income you can have. Who wants us to do the example? Yes, sir. You have a question. They're eating. You see that? Which means now you start planning for buying land in your business plan. Are we there? Are we understanding? I'm not seeing anything in your Ikigai.
I think now talk about my husband's purpose. The word has figured out. He has
Use the microphone.
from when he was even all his stories, he always, since he's a man, like men, for him first of all, he takes it like men have money, they are the heads of the family. So for him, his passion has always been in dealing with men. So first he made a business of men, like men, at first they were just clothes, and that was it. Then with time, we kept expanding shoes, men's perfumes, men's watches. Now we are going to go to baby boys from ages 0 to clothes, shoes, and then even entertainment, because he believes that men are the ones who spend money. So, that is to explain the purpose thing. Yeah.
I am going to serve men. That's it. Men want. You know what they want? Their shoes are expensive. Everything is... You break it down, and then you keep spicing it up these days. Where do they spend their time? These things require sitting down to think. You don't just get them off head. And then before you know it, you're serving 1,000 men in different ways. That's what your purpose does. You serve in different ways. And after all that is done, you're fulfilled. You're happy. You feel it. Even though say you're tired, yes, but you're like, come and we have a cup of tea, Maria. I'm tired, but it is well. Because you feel it from within. And by doing that, you're serving God's purpose. Changing lives, adding value, creating innovations, because God gave us power to create. What power have you used to create? Have you created anything? Tori, what is your Ikigai? What are you great at? You like making people look good there. Don't you know that? Do you know what we can do with that?
I love all things beauty. I love hair. From the time I was a child, right? Like literally, my mom can tell you I used to literally spend my time in her head. That was it. Now my thinking is, and I love to cook. I love food. I love to feed people, actually. Not to cook. I love to
see people satisfied.
Yes. I just don't know.
Okay. How can we help her? Now you know what I'm looking for, right? You know what you're looking for in purpose. Because the more we discuss it, all of us, the more it opens the mind. Oh my God. Can we get done at 3? Is that okay with you? We have 20 minutes to 3. And then we can have our lunch. I'm sorry it has taken long, but I want to hair and beauty. And she loves cooking and feeding people. What is her primary Ikigai? Who understood the conversation? What is her primary Ikigai? Fashion and beauty. Let's build a business plan for her.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Start from
hair. Let's start with you remember when you're doing your purpose, you don't put in your full 2 feet at once. You must do a test mark, what we call risk assessment. Yeah? You must take the risk and assess. A minute, my love. A minute. Then we do our salon. We shall set it up in its smallness. And we shall make it the most beautiful salon. With a specific niche on, say, natural hair or something that you love doing.
That one.
Okay? So we create that niche. Who knows the Livara story? How it was birthed. That's how it was birthed. And so we shall create that small natural salon and we shall market it that way. Remember, when we're talking monetization, we are talking about personal growth and investment. Personal growth and investment in areas concerning your purpose. We are talking about research on what your purpose can serve. Are we together? We are talking about competence and credibility. If you have a purpose and you're not competent in it, you're wasting your time. If you're going to deliver mediocre work, no one will hire you. No one will use your services. No one will eat your cakes. No one will. Mediocre does not attract anything. Okay? And then your purpose will be useful if you will not be useful if you become mediocre. And be great with your purpose that no one can ignore you. Right now, I reached out to some high-level content creators to help me push. I'm giving an example. Most of them ignored me because right now I can be ignored. And that's okay. I'm risking looking silly. I gave them 3 years. They will not ignore me anymore. They will look for me. But guess what? It is intention. You must work on it. You must be motivated to achieve it. Are we together? So now we start our business salon. We make it the best that it can be. And by the way, when you choose to start, make sure that you're giving it your whole. You must give it your what? And business, those who have done business, you know that some days are good, some days are, and some days are terrible. But you must keep going. I have not seen any successful person who has not kept on going. Even when they fall down, they stand and move again. When they fall down, they stand and do what? So you start with a small, and then the audience overwhelms you. You're like, hey, ngabanji. Then you expand a bit. Now you're in Chisasi. Chisasi is no longer enough for you. You start a second branch. Okay? And as children come into the saloon, you will notice the needs, which will inform other businesses. Now, your salon has become big. I've seen a salon that has done it in, is it Kansanga or something? they have cooking services inside the salon. And if I could cook, I would do it myself as well. But I can't. Because the money my clients spend on the restaurant down. Sometimes because they give us a whole amount and then we cut off and give the what? The restaurant. I'm like, if I was doing this food myself, what would be happening? Afros and More is doing the same concept. They have the salon, then they have the kids section, then they have the cooking section. Are we together? Now they're getting money from how many sources? So your primary Ikigai, your beauty brand. And then you can incorporate your secondary in it. And guess what? You don't have to make them 4 sources of income. They can be 3, they can be 2, but powerful. Because you must give them your all. And then that business plan must inform your 10-year strategic plan. Because you want to know where you're going. Where am I headed? It is where you're going that you get the motivation from. If you don't have direction, forget it. Forget it. So we are all starting. We have had a beautiful conversation today. If you don't act on it, I have wasted my time. You have wasted your money. Simple. Because I want us to go back and do a review, which is why I took your numbers. To do follow-ups, what are you doing? If you don't have money now, start by building a concept. It doesn't require you to have money. Start by building a what? A concept, a plan. A plan gives you direction. A plan gives you where to get the money from. A plan helps your destiny helper to come and say, how can I help? And you already have a what? Are we together? Consistency. Consistency is an element you can't ignore. If you're going to run any business, you're going to market yourself online, so you're going to start making your brand visible. I'm just starting as well. Everything I'm talking about, I'm just starting. So I just thought I would have a group of intimate people I can share with and we'll become accountability partners. Sam is my mentor. He knows I'm just starting today. Don't you know? Today is day 1. I believe I'm doing a great job. Okay, let's get to the next slide. We are finishing. The purpose steps, growth mindset. Get stuck anywhere. Purposes, growth mindset, positive attitude, intentional living, and action. Only those 4 things will take you places. Intentionality means consistency. Growth mindset, you want to learn about your business. You want to learn about what you want to do every single day. You're immersed in it. When you're sitting at a function or a wedding, sometimes you're on your phone checking which hairstyles are on vogue. Your purpose is consuming you. You must invest time in learning it, researching it. What are the new trends? What do children like now? What do children like now? What makes them happy? You must be up to date with what is happening around you and around your purpose. And build a business plan, 10-year plan. We can build that together if you want. Build a business plan for 10-year projection, and we shall break down what are the objectives in each year. How do we achieve each year to be successful? Are we together? These things are possible. Seek help. We talked about seeking help. Don't die in your movie. Seek help. Who understands purpose now? Yes,
Ikigai,
what's your
but
Ikigai?
At the same time, I wanted to
Yes.
talk to her that currently looking at everything I have to do right now, I always look at the current business and how I can also compete favorably. I'm looking at her with natural hair. She could go for, they call them trade fairs. I saw one recently in China, and when I entered there, I think it was not the day for hair. It was not the day for what I wanted. I had gone purposely for my water factory, but I found hair. And one thing, you see how Chinese, literally, I think most ladies here, we do Chinese hair. They cut off their their hair and they do whatever they do in their chemicals and bring us that natural kind of human hair that we were looking for. But there's a section of natural hair. And one thing I learned is just that it wasn't in my business line, which I thought I would share with her, was a chemical. There were like 3 particular chemicals that you do them and mix them up, put them in a particular machine, and they give you something for babies, hair oil for babies, hair oil for ladies, but it was specifically natural hair. So she could visit such kind of trade fairs to look at how best she can come back to Uganda and manufacture something that women go for. Because us women here is, what are you using in your hair? Is it itchy? Then we run for it. So I'm trying to add a niche to her idea. Maybe it could help in future. That way,
exposure.
People, exactly. Right now, when I've taken long without doing my hair and it's really itchy, I run to Afros and more because there's that thing they put, and the hair looks like it's now fresh. There's that like Vicks Kingo in the head, and I feel happy. But they just do it from right here in Tura, so
they mix it.
Yes, so there are those chemicals that you could also go to look for. They can help, especially in the Uganda is still virgin.
Another
for my
thinking of that, just a minute before you go to your thing. The source of income around there are oils for natural hair. Because if it's your niche, like that's what you want to do, not like us who are scattered in it. The area is virgin. There are only 2 people doing it in this country. Become the 3rd. Those that we know that have made their name visible are 2. Most of them know, but there's no action. Now, if you put in the action, you become the 3rd known one. So the area is still a bit virgin in terms of visibility. Yes, Maria?
For me, I was here trying to think of the things I could add to my business plan. First and foremost, I wanted to start mattress making, yeah? It's already competitive, but it needed a lot of capital, so I gave up. I ended up going for water factory, which now is in the process to start. And I was thinking of you add juice, you add things like that. So I was thinking maybe here people can also brainstorm. I see what could be
Let's
the plan.
help Maria. Maria is getting into water production.
Yeah.
Water production. What are the sources of income we can give her?
But yeah, this
Bottled water like this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Flavored water. There's water they do it like when I go to Esther, it's called what? There's water they drink. Bridget, what can we tell her? Water factory. Eh? The packaging for kids, like it looks like it's for children. Because right now it's all like this. Yeah? There's no specificity. And you hear things, eh? Ideas.
And then also soft drinks.
Then soft drinks, yes.
As a long-term plan.
Yes, because now we are doing a business plan for 10 years.
Because there is
projection.
Is it honor? People
No.
is it honor?
Yeah.
This new drink,
even
really
my son says
working.
honor juice every minute. So other beverages. Long-term plan. Also, Maria, you have to have a different outlook for the mass market and for the high-value customers. I'm using Martin's language now. Yeah? The mass market and the high-value customers approach has to be different. Do you know why this spice water is selling? It's called what? Cricket? Ticket? Yacket? Do you know how much money it's making from the mass market? They can't afford to buy these ones. The one for Sheba is called what? So there are varieties of how you can present the water. And with time, you do other juices. Which means now, I'm giving you another thing which I know you have already. A farm where you can do your own fruits. To supply the factory. So you don't have to spend money. etc., etc. So we get a business plan. If you look at the 15-year projection, You're sorted. No one is going to tell you, pass here, pass here. You already know what you want. Are we together? Are we learning? We are finishing. We have only 4 minutes. Yes, sir.
There is transport and logistics. Why? Because as a factory, she will need to transport
Yes.
water. Now, when you buy your own cars at times and they are doing your own thing, now I discover there are so many people who have purely built transport and logistics, and some people have factories, and for them their job is to transport. So their factory owners don't even own any single car. So that can be independent, that even your own, you take your own water, but then you have a transport and logistics, then you can come and take
This one
hair
twice.
products, take the ghee and bushera, you tap into, so that your cars do beyond distribution. Yeah.
I'm also excited because from here you can go back, sit with your chart alone, think, because I don't want you to make goals for each year. 1 year. What are you talking about? Make a long-term projection so no one can shake you because you know where you're going. So that you don't get, oh, the other guy is driving a GLE, nanga Njagala. Let me remove this one and put GLE. What are you talking about? You have your own journey. Walk it. Silently. Let no one shake you from your journey. Bridget, are you okay? You got your Ikigai? Yes. What? Ask. Yes. We answered that question. We said your purpose must align with your values. The reason you don't want to do it, it doesn't align well with your values. And don't do it. Answer that question. I don't have that answer. Shamelessly talk about yourself. I have started. I don't care what anyone says. And I don't give a damn. I will talk about myself. I will sell myself. If you don't like it, you have a click button and follow me. It is well. Shamelessly market your product. Shamelessly market your school. Shamelessly market your cakes. Who want your product? They will stay. Your target audience will stay. Whoever unfollows you is not your audience. Are we together? We are in a world where we have so many buckets. We have seen them. You cannot play. We cannot play anymore. I have stopped playing. I am going to chase my dream. You must chase it too. What are you going to tell your children? They need to see and say, I want to be like mommy. Mommy is driven. You think they'll see it from anywhere? You must be an example. Exemplary. Are we well? We are finishing. We are closing. The alarm has even rung. I want to ask to stand up, all of us. If it has changed your life, say amen. Amen. If it has added value to you, we thank God. Now let's say this affirmation together. Every action I will take going forward will be guided by my purpose. I will be relentless in pursuing my dreams, unwavering in my commitment to growth, and steadfast in making a positive impact in the world. Let's say it again together. Every action I will take going forward will be guided by my purpose. I will be relentless in pursuing my dreams, unwavering in my commitment to growth, and steadfast in making a positive impact in the world. We give God the glory. We give God the glory. Father, in Jesus' name, we want to thank you for this day. We want to give you glory because you are in this place. We want to give you glory because you have not failed us. We want to give you glory because you have taught us today that we must follow our purpose for the glorification of your name. Whatever we are doing, we shall do it to fuel our purpose in the long run, because we want to be sustainable. We want to be successful. We want to be growing individuals. We want to give back. We can't give back what we don't have. So Father, provide. Father, I pray that everyone who's going to have a meal today, it will be worth it. It will add value to us. But when we leave this hall, Father, we shall go home energized. We shall go home to implement, to think, and start a beautiful conversation. We give you glory and honor. And Father, for everyone who has come in this place and joined me in starting this journey, I will never forget it. And I pray that you bless each one of them in their ways, in the whatever they touch, and above everything else, all the glory and honor will go back to your name. In Jesus' name we pray. Thank you so much.